What is going on, everyone? Nostalgia925 coming at you with another Explaining Digimon episode. It has been a while ever since I made one of those. Now that I think of it, really sorry, my good friends. I have two things to say before going ahead. First, while I should be studying at this point, I simply could not bear the thought of leaving you guys like that. So I thought, let us take a small little break and at least show you that things are going rather well for me at this point. And the second thing I wanted to tell you, this video is made because of a request of AV Kumar. The name is new as I did not find any comments of the person anywhere on the channel, and I thought, why not give the newcomer a warm welcome by replying to the comments. So AV wrote the following: HEXEBLAUMON is a new member. Now this might of course make you a bit confused as to what this comment is actually telling. Well, notice, AV Kumar replied to the Explaining Witchelny episode, an episode where we explored the Digimon society known as Witchelny, where we also took a special look at the different societal structures and the known members. And considering that HEXEBLAUMON is a new member of that society, I think it would certainly be a good thing to discuss the Digimon and see what we can learn from it, and let us also see how we can add some more knowledge on what we already know about Witchelny. Now guys, before I go ahead, I'm sorry, but I will have to ask you to please subscribe if you haven't already. I kind of made a challenge to get a certain amount of subscribers before New Year, and I was hoping I could count on the newcomers. There are anyway so many Digimon content in this channel, and more will certainly come, especially after the exams, so please hit that subscribe button and be part of the Digimon research community. Now, HEXEBLAUMON is a mega level Digimon. I think it is best that we first start with its rookie form before discussing this one. BULUCOMON is its rookie form. We are talking about a mini dragon who resides in areas isolated from the outside world by ice. When we are talking about ice, I immediately have to think back of GOMAMON, a Digimon we explored in the Explaining GOMAMON video. There we explained that its mega Digivolution called Vikimon governs the freezing lands of the permafrost where nothing ever thaws. This might mean that Vikimon and BULUCOMON both come from a similar habitat, even though I'm guessing that it is too soon to make such assumptions. The physical strength of the Digimon has been tempered by cold, harsh environments, allowing it to lift objects larger than itself with ease. However, because its body is made mainly out of ice, its body will shrink and its power will weaken when exposed to high temperatures. It would be the same as taking an animal who lives only in the colder areas in our planet and transporting it to a desert. The animal would not survive. If BULUCOMON were to face a Meramon, or enemies of the likes of Meramon, it would melt and shrink with its power being decreased. So BULUCOMON really depends on remaining in those areas with sub-zero temperatures without coming near a source that might emit too much heat. This reminds me, BULUCOMON's family groupings is not revealed. However, because it is a dragon, I think we can safely assume that it belongs to the dragon's royal family. Members of this field are generally draconic Digimon, or those who should normally dwell in volcanic areas. In our case, in frozen areas. This might also mean that BULUCOMON is a descendant of Dracomon, the progenitor, or what I'd like to call the ancestor of all dragon-type Digimon. Because BULUCOMON dwell in frozen areas, this might mean that it also belongs to the Deep Savers family. Members of this field are generally aquatic or polar Digimon. Because the Digimon is brought up in these frozen areas with small populations, they tend to form very strong bonds even with Digimon of different species that they encounter. It is especially close to Gabumon, a Digimon we discussed in the Explaining Gabumon video, and also Penguinmon, a Digimon that has yet to be explored. BULUCOMON's next form is called Paledramon. Now, I might maybe mispronounce its name, because there is actually another Digimon called Paledramon. In fact, a very known Digimon, as it is the fusion of both Stingmon and XVmon, and a Digimon I don't really think I discussed it already. If I haven't, we'll certainly get there. There is anyway a difference in the way the names are written. I will continue in this video by calling BULUCOMON's champion form Paledramon, but just make sure to write in the comment section the way we should pronounce it. We can see from its appearance that it became a dragon. And also, because its name ends with Dramon, we can confirm that we are talking about a descendant of Dracomon. I must admit, it does make me curious to know how a dragoness Digimon ended up in those frozen areas in the first place. This might be something interesting to study, considering that mankind, as written in history, also constantly migrated from one place to another and developed differently depending on their environment. Paildramon gained large wings of ice, which allows it to fly at high speed, even in foul weather. It appears that with this form, the temperature of the environment no longer have an effect on its body. It won't melt anymore if it gets a bit too sunny, however it will still melt if it would face Digimon with the like of Meramon. Now here's something that has caught my attention when studying the Digimon. It has this strange symbol on its abdomen. I also saw it on BULUCOMON. At first I thought that it was the same symbol as Guilmon, which carries the symbol known as the digital hazard. In the Explaining Guilmon video I did explain the symbol in details, but let's just say that the symbol can represent either good or a terrible evil, depending on certain well-written specific conditions. Paildramon's abdomen symbol is not explained, in which case we will need to keep an eye on it and maybe come up with some theories. One thing is sure, Paildramon is a Digimon with a strong sense of camaraderie. So if a Digimon who it has teamed up with falls into a crisis, it will try to help them out without considering the risks. Paildramon's ultimate form is called Chris Paildramon, with the Chris referring to crystal. Chris Paildramon is a Dragon Man Digimon, sort of like WARGREYMON, Agumon's Mega Level Digimon, which we explained in the Explaining Agumon Digivolution line video, a video that I actually might remake. Only a select few Paildramon are said to be able to digivolve into this form, and digivolving can be somewhat of a challenge as it involves numerous processes, and even though I discussed digivolution in several videos by now, I must say that there are still very important questions to be asked about it. The shell of ice it has grown has changed into armor that covers its entire body, drastically raising its defensive and offensive power. That is always extremely important in the digital world, a universe where survival of the fittest is truly the one rule which defines the world accurately. Thanks to the icicles mounted on its wings, Chris Paildramon now remains unchanged when facing any hot Digimon. This means that the Digimon can confront a Digimon of the likes of Meramon. This is quite impressive for a Digimon that would actually melt when facing a hot Digimon. Really quite an impressive evolution if you ask me. And on top of that, it can even control air currents due to the cold air it blasts from its thrusters, allowing it to fly at higher speeds even during snowstorms. Now before jumping to the last form, I wanted to stop by the attack of BULUCOMON, Paildramon and Chris Paildramon. I noticed that the names of the attacks were so special. I think they are Chinese, though I cannot say for sure, and I'm not even going to try and pronounce it as I already believe that Paildramon is not the right pronunciation. But still, I like how Digimon developers take their inspiration from so many aspects. It's really amazing. Now to finish, let us discuss the Digimon mentioned by A.V. Kumar. The Digimon is the Mega Level HEXEBLAUMON. A Digimon that kind of reminds me of Grace Novamon, but I would say that it is best not to compare both Digimon, as Grace Novamon is still a fusion of two god Digimon. It is immensely powerful, and I did discuss its abilities in the Explaining Lunamon Digivolution line video, make sure to check it out. Now let me take some time to discuss HEXEBLAUMON, or more specific, let me discuss its name first, because the name is kind of a special one. So the hex can possibly refer to a hexagon, which is a possible six-sided polygon in geometry. I do think that it is quite unlikely, but hex may also come from the Dutch term hex, which means witch. And as a person who lives in Belgium, Dutch is among the languages I master. En wie naar mij luistert en Nederlands spreekt, geef ik jullie de grootjes door. The blauw in HEXEBLAUMON means blue, also in Dutch. So the literal translation would be the blue witch. And HEXEBLAUMON is a Digimon from Witchelny, so it makes total sense. Another thing about the name, there is another name this Digimon has. It is based on Chinese materials. Bing Kong Ling Zu Shou, and I'm hoping I did not mispronounce it. The translation would mean Ice Sky Lord, and again this can be linked back to Witchelny. Now again, I already discussed Witchelny in the Explaining Witchelny video. You can certainly find it in the description box or by simply going through the channel. But just know that the video is about 40 minutes long. It's really a long video, so it's better for you to take your time. And I believe that at the moment I am going to discuss the Angel Rebellion against God, that video is probably going to take longer. But anyway, Witchelny is a magical universe that is quite structured with different institutions and even a school. And HEXEBLAUMON is this magic knight Digimon that lived there along other characters like medieval Dukemon, with who they might have fought together, considering that medieval Dukemon fought at least one war. HEXEBLAUMON is a Digimon that only those who have mastered Ice Sorcery, also known as high-level programming language, are able to digivolve to. Its story says the following: at some given point, the digital world went through an ice age, long ago. This is really to my surprise, by the way. It is new information to know that the Digimon Universe went through an ice age. They went through a long period of reduction in temperature of the Digimon world's surface and atmosphere, which resulted in the presence of continental and polar ice sheets. Now, I will have to dig deeper and deeper and deeper, because how come that the Digimon Universe went through an ice age? This is so impressive. Does this maybe explain why we have a Snow Agumon variant? Did it develop in that time period, in those circumstances? And did other Digimon also undergo certain changes, certain variations? This will certainly require further research, but it's very important that we figure out when it happened. To tell you the truth, I must say that I'm very happy that I did not yet work on the Digimon timeline video, considering we are still getting news of very important events. Oh, and this even reminds me, I have a comment here of Jacob Rivera who wrote the following: I just watched a few of your evolution line video and I swear I get more confused. If it is not too much to ask, since I do not see a video about it, could you do a Digimon timeline video if that's possible? Well, it's certainly possible, but I am waiting that I know a bit more than what I already know. Otherwise, I will have to make so many updates, and there are already major events being revealed as time goes by, so we need to be patient. Obviously, some of you may be saying that it is not canon, but once I will make that timeline, I'd like to also use all these different moments and just bring them together. Doesn't matter if we're talking about canon or uncanon, but I want to bring them all together just to get a nice sight on everything. Until we get there, guys, please be patient and make sure to subscribe, because I will also ask your help to make that video. I definitely rely on your help. Now, during the Ice Age period, HEXEBLAUMON protected other Digimon until the very end. It was obviously much easier for it, considering that extreme colds wouldn't really be much of a bother to it. It's just that at some given point, the Digimon suddenly disappeared, and later, there were rumors that it moved to the dimension known as Witchelny. And there is another student in Witchelny, by the way, a student called Sorcerermon, who is very prominent in the use of ice. It might be that HEXEBLAUMON might be its teacher, or maybe something else, but that is not confirmed. I was merely trying to find some character relations, considering that Sorcerermon is a comrade of Wizardmon. HEXEBLAUMON has a certain strategy to approach the enemy. Usually it starts with weapons such as swords and hammers, and then other tools such as restraints that restrict the enemy's movement, and is also capable of erecting a barrier to defend itself from attacks, so it really definitely isn't as professional. There is one thing that actually bothered me. Despite the fact that the Digimon looks so stylish and very strong, it is not confirmed that it has an X variant, in which case I can only assume that at the moment Yggdrasil launched the X program and decimated 98% of the Digimon population, I actually doubt that HEXEBLAUMON survived it. Hi guys, this is the end of the video. I really hope you enjoyed it. I certainly did, considering that we received this new and amazing information which kind of blew my mind, to be honest. There really was an Ice Age in the Digimon universe. Very impressive. Also, I'd like to tell you that HEXEBLAUMON's line makes its appearance in the game called Digimon Encounters, a role-playing video game that actually looks very interesting. Oh, I'd like to say thank you once more to AV Kumar for giving me the motivation to make the video. Guys, never hesitate to send me messages and we'll work on the videos together. And again guys, I'm trying to reach a certain record of subscribers before New Year, so please subscribe. I'm asking it to the newcomers. Let us start this new year together with a huge crowd. Digimon has a lot to offer, so I'm sure that you will enjoy what the franchise has in stock. And by now we already discussed so many aspects, like the mythological figures who inspired certain Digimon, or even the Digi News, where to my biggest surprise, we can even relate Digimon to real world problems, like for example how they experienced 9/11. Please make sure to subscribe, and if you're new, Note that all the videos are placed in their respective playlist, which is always updated. That way you can easily catch up on the newest and the oldest videos.